On Skype, joining us is Deacon Chris Anderson from the beautiful state of Oregon. First of all, thanks for being with us, Deacon Chris.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Now, we're talking here about a great book, Light When It Comes, and I understand you're a professor. You serve as a deacon at St. Mary's Church, and your book is dedicated to the people of the parish. So maybe if you could tell us a little bit about the book and how, as a deacon, that influenced you in your writing and the varied aspects of your life as well.
Well, part of what the deacon does, at Mass is accept the gifts. The people bring the gifts forward. And that's how I think of the book, is I'm taking the lives, the experiences of the people I serve, and I'm trying to bring them forth to the altar and consecrate them or reveal how they've always been sacred and holy, and God is always in their lives.
Oh, that's a beautiful way to put that. What's interesting to me about that, Deacon, is that you grew up yourself in a Lutheran household where religion wasn't necessarily encouraged or practiced. So what brought you to the Catholic faith and to really an Ignatian spirituality? Well,
part of it was that I was in the band in high school, and there was this drummer, this young woman named Barb, was wearing this yellow miniskirt, and we started dating, and we've been married now for 40 years, and she was Catholic. So it was that yellow miniskirt in the band. I played the saxophone, and it was through Barb that I came into contact with this wonderful big Catholic family, and her father was Professor at Gonzaga.
Oh,
and
wow.
So, speaking of Gonzaga, unfortunately they lost last night,
right.
But I was there years ago before basketball was a big thing, before John Stockton. Anyway, I went to Gonzaga, and just loved Gonzaga. That whole experience was wonderful. And the Jesuits not only taught me the humanities, but showed me a way of living that I felt really drawn to.
Great.
Are you guys still playing music together?
Oh, no, not for a long time. At least not literal. Every marriage has its sort of music, I guess. And,
yeah.
But yeah, I haven't played the saxophone in years and years.
Now, people might not know this, but April is National Poetry Month. And tell us, if you could, what appeals to you about this form of writing?
Well, even as a kid, I wrote poems. But what was interesting to me is after I started going to seminary to study to be a deacon, I was teaching full-time, but I was going to the seminary part-time, Mount Angel Seminary. I was sitting in a class, and I started writing poems again after years of not writing poems. There's something to me that's intrinsically prayerful about poetry and something intrinsically poetic about prayer. And there was a sense of joy that kind of overflowed into the form. What I like about the form, especially ironically, is what can't be said, that poetry helps us put into words what we can't put into words. It's what's between the lines that's so powerful and interesting, that compression, that implicitness. And that's what the Mass is. Mass is poetry. Eucharistic prayer is poetry. Scripture is poetry. It's compression. It's language that's close to the mystery. And yet there's all this kind of spaciousness and invitation in it. So it's just always been something that I need in order to pray.
That's great. That's beautiful. Light When It Comes really addresses a lot of everyday situations. I love the little parking story, and you also include some embarrassing stories. And on a personal note, when we were setting this up, Barbara was helping him with time. So music is still very much a part of your lives, right? So tell us where people can learn more about the book, order their own copy, and follow you. You're very active on social media.
My website is easy to remember, www.deaconchrisanderson.com, and I post my homilies and my poems there. The book is published by Erdmans. It's a wonderful press, a Protestant press originally, but they're very ecumenical, very good.
Absolutely.
They've done a wonderful job with this book. So you can get the book through Erdmans and, of course, through Amazon. And if all's going well, it should be available in the local bookstore, Catholic bookstore, too, I hope. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for getting up so early to be with us on This Is the Day. And we share our rainy weather, and we look forward to catching up with you in the future. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.